Hey, hello everybody. It's Mondays with Bev and Paul, and
Oh,
my
Bev.
name's Paul, by the way,
Oh, my name's Bev.
and I'm Paul, and I'm live in Tucson,
And I'm live in Medford, Oregon.
Medford, Oregon.
Yeah.
You.
Woohoo.
So we had one hell of a morning. We couldn't do OBS, and we couldn't figure this out, and we had 21 seconds left to
Yeah.
go. But here we are. We made it. We're supposed to be on the air.
No. Well, we'll have to work out those bugs eventually. Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to turn to you.
Okay. And which direction do I turn to
I
you?
don't know.
This way?
That's it that way. Hi,
This way?
Deb.
Hi, Paul.
So we're going to do a short little show today, and we're not going to share any points because we can't through this program.
Right.
But we were talking about what to talk about. And one of the things that came up was can BioTouch bring order to my life?
Please. I
Ah.
know.
So I was thinking of that this morning, and this is a perfect example of, when we have to ask the question, what is disorder?
Right.
So have you been feeling any disorder in your life recently?
You know what? It's so timely that we talk about this because yes, and especially and it kind of came to a head this morning. When you move, you have all these little regulations and little things that you have to comply with. Those little things that just kind of pull you away, like, life. And so I got up at 6 o'clock this morning and was on the phone with Social Security and Medicare. And I just had to get this stuff situated so that I can move forward with, all this other amazing stuff I want to do. And I felt like I was in the midst of chaos and disorder. And then I had to remember that there's a higher part of myself that I needed to just connect with, center myself. And unfortunately, I don't have BioTouch up here, but
Yeah,
man, I'm missing it. Let me tell you, I'm missing it.
right. So even just getting ready for this show was total chaos. And, but it's interesting that the purpose of the show is to get BioTouch out there. And at the very last, I mean, we've spent an hour on
An
this.
hour, an hour.
And we were just ready to say, nah, we're just not going to do a show. And at 21 seconds before the time of
You
10 o'clock,
figured it out. You figured it
well,
out.
it's not even that I figured it out. It came. And I think that's the key that I learned with BioTouch in dealing with my chaotic, wandering, lunatic mind, and how BioTouch reminds me, as you said, that there's a part of us that's in great order. I
Yeah.
mean, when you think about the cosmos, I mean, you do astrology work. That's great order, isn't it? I mean,
Oh,
it's
it's
very
perfect.
predictable.
Yeah, it's perfect. It holds all of the cosmic laws and principles, and that's why it works. Yeah,
Right. And so, if the moon decided to come up at a different time every day, we'd be in chaos.
pretty much. The whole
But
planet would be in chaos.
right, the whole universes and the
Yes,
10,000 universes, but
right.
it's very predictable.
Yeah,
It's in that predictability that healing happens. And I think
yeah.
BioTouch brings us to that moment of order. We talk about self-awareness. When you get that BioTouch session, it gives you a chance, first of all, to recognize your disorder.
Yes, and by the way, which gives us this term called, I always refer to as dis-ease.
Right.
We blur it together and say it's a disease, but it's dis-ease. That just means that the body itself is out of order and that it just is looking for a medium, a way of bringing it back into its order, its wholeness. And this is why we, in 21 seconds, got to go live today and bring this message of BioTouch, because that's exactly what it's here to do, to bring order out of chaos in that whole system, that really intelligent system called the body. Yeah.
And what's nice about that is it's not about a doing.
Right.
It's not about trying to improve yourself, transfer, better yourself, and be in more conflict. I think what I love about BioTouch is it recognizes us as human beings with all of our stuff, and it allows us to move into a healing technique where we don't have to worry about that. I don't have to be an all kind, loving person. I don't have to like the person I'm working on. They don't have to like me. All I have to do is take those two fingers and lightly touch another human being with a few sets of points that we teach people, and the story unfolds itself. Healing happens regardless of who I think I am. And that to me is part of that divine order, whatever that is.
Well, I think BioTouch lets us move from a, as you were saying, doing into a being. That's huge, and that is something that's one of the challenges that BioTouch is having to address in the mindset of humanity right now, because we have never learned how to just be. If we did, it would be a totally different experience here. So we've
Right.
always thought we had to do stuff. And when we start doing stuff, we start moving out of that center, and chaos ensues. And so BioTouch, part of its beauty and magic is that it brings us back into a being. Just trust the body. Let the body do what it knows what to do. That's what BioTouch is offering us.
Right. I mean, and when you look at the chaos that the world is in right now,
Oh,
and every day you turn on the TV and somebody else is in chaos and shootings and stuff. I mean, I just wish we had more habit energy of people being able to do BioTouch, because what I've learned is just by doing that greeting, where you take two fingers and you lightly touch just below the breastbone with your dominant hand, and you take those same two fingers and you touch just to the left of the big bone at the base of your neck. And then if all you could do is A and A of the headset,
oh yeah.
forehead and right at the base of the skull,
Yep.
in the middle of the neck, I think that would help just bring people into a moment of peace. And that's all it takes, is one little moment
Yeah.
to recognize everything's going to be okay within me, within my surroundings, and it calms the body down so that it can deal with these stressful situations or these crisis situations.
Yeah, it really is offering in this time of chaos, as you say, something that we can have that can help us deal within our own selves, our own psyche, and those, other members of our group called humanity, and help us to figure out in many ways through that self-awareness what our contribution is to all of this. But we can't contribute unless we're in a place of being in order in our own lives. So I keep coming back to that with BioTouch, because this is the beginning. This whole foundation of changing our lives. So this is why we were allowed to come in with only 21 seconds to spare.
Yeah,
The universe says, yes, get this message out.
I know. And it's so important for all of us to learn this and create a new habit of doing BioTouch. One of the things I was writing down was, when we were working with this psychotherapist, he was working with children with attention deficit disorder, and he hooked them up to a biofeedback machine which measured alpha waves, data waves, all the different brainwave patterns. And we would do 5-minute baseline, and then we would do 5 minutes of BioTouch, and then he would do 15 minutes of the machine trying to, consciously control his thought patterns. And most of the times when we started doing the BioTouch, his brainwave pattern went to what they told me was an alpha state. And from what I understand, that's that state where you try to meditate and relax and be present. And that just happened consistently when we would put those, do that. We just did the headset, the greeting
Right.
in the headset.
Right.
So and then they told me that what was able to happen after that, he was able to concentrate more on the tasks given to him by this machine. Now, the interesting thing on that, because we did it every week for weeks and months, that one time we didn't show up to one of his sessions, and his brainwave patterns in that next 5 minutes actually went to those alpha states by itself.
Wow.
And so, I thought, well, now that's really interesting. His being had started to create a habit of knowing this is when BioTouch was going to happen. And it just automatically went into that state of relaxation.
Wow.
I was blown away. So
Yeah.
that's why we're just trying to get this, is bringing a little order into our life of chaos, that our daily life of suffering, of 30 seconds of doing BioTouch. 30 seconds.
30 seconds. And this is why we keep saying that the key word here is consistency, because I really believe that with the consistency of BioTouch, it just kicks us in. It starts to change patterns in the brain, in the body, and kind of like that story you told us about the woman who every once a week at 10 o'clock came for her BioTouch session. She was pregnant, and guess when the baby was born? At 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
There's something happening with that. It's called consistency with BioTouch. Yeah.
So that's how BioTouch can bring order into our life. And sort of the icing on the cake is bodies appear to get better,
They
and
do.
I mean, and it's sort of like with you up there in this chaotic situation. And now it's sort of like you're going to be running out on the street, pulling somebody over saying, I need you to do this greeting on me. Just let me show you what to do.
Yeah, I'm going to teach somebody up here. God knows who it is, but they're lucky. They're going to get to do BioTouch, and they're going to get to receive it too. That's the best part too. So, yes,
Right.
absolutely.
So for all of you out there, go to our website, justtouch.com. We did show you actually some points to do. We just showed you the greeting and A of the headset. If you just did that once a day and did it, if you can't do it with somebody else, just picture doing it on them and picture them doing it on you. Okay. And that in itself will create a habit energy inside of you. And that's what we're trying to do, one person at a time. Create, as we talk about, the revolution of love, the revolution of caring, a revolution of order. It's time to allow order to take over in our life and
Right.
let it happen,
Absolutely.
So, yeah, so hopefully we'll get a little more order to our little shows here.
We have a week to work on it.
So just so you all know, Bev has moved to Medford. This is not just a little vacation for her. People have said to me, I didn't know she was moving.
I know. Uh-huh. Yes.
She has moved. Maybe one day we'll bring her brother in on the show so we can see
yeah.
who she's living with.
Right. Yeah.
And but we will continue to have these shows. You can send us any questions you want. We will figure out whether we do through Be Live or our OBS, but we will do those Monday shows. And Bev will still continue to be the president of the board, and we will still be co-directors of the foundation, because we have this means to do it, and we're going to use it as we let BioTouch grow around the world. And so even if there's a little glitch and we have 21 seconds to airtime, it's going to work.
We're going to find a way. Yeah.
So we want to invite you all on the 22nd. We have a workshop with Jenny Garner. She's going to present to us about trauma, and she's really preparing for it. She must spend hours a day getting ready for this presentation.
Awesome.
It's going to be a really good presentation, especially with someone who's both personally and professionally worked with trauma, dissociative behavior. And then we're going to teach those few sets of points, and we're going to live stream it. So Bev will be able to be with us, even though she's in Medford. So I'm going to turn to
I
you,
am.
and you can turn to me.
I am.
I
Hello.
miss you already. It's only been a week.
I miss you terribly, and everybody there.
Yes, and we're grateful that you all allowed us into your home today. So until next week, give us a little message, Bev.
Oh, have a glorious week.
See you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.